Hi, you guys all look amazingly alert. A lot of information. I'm going to keep this high level. There is a QR code at the end. If anything here intrigues you, there's a lot that we do. I'm going to try to boil it down. Bottom line, if you were thinking about how your research could be translated either through a traditional commercial path or just more generally you want to think about impact and how academic discovery can be exported into the world beyond Hopkins, think about us. I'm going to talk about three major things we do, but anything, again, related to translation, commercialization, entrepreneurship, we may be able to assist. At our core, we are a tech transfer office, so if you've ever worked on intellectual property and licensing, you'll come to us, but we actually do a lot more than that. Over the last 10 years, we've built out a lot more infrastructure because we find that a lot of folks need more than just help me get a patent and license it. They actually want to start a company. They want to work with industry. So again, pretty broad suite of resources. This is how we think about our continuum. So research happens, it is funded. Something comes out of that research, and potentially there is something novel and protectable about that research. It then can be, licensed. I'm trying to think about another word for license. We can give permission to someone outside of Hopkins to use that to build some sort of product or service. And at the end of the day, whether that's through a startup company or an established corporation, our goal is to somehow change the standard of care. We do work with all 9 schools of the university, but for purposes of this, mostly we're thinking about changing the standard of care, which happens usually not because Hopkins sells a product to a patient, but because we work with a third party who has the manufacturing, marketing, regulatory expertise to bring something to patients. Lots of resources. At the top of the funnel on the left, you saw the word research. So federal research environment shifting a little bit. A big way that we're helping right now is think about non-federal research sources, in particular things that lead something to the marketplace. Often that's an industry partner, so we have a team that works with faculty to facilitate industry partnerships. It could be that you come to us without an industry partner in mind, but you have research that you think has potential. It could also be that you are working with an industry partner and you would like to not spend your time negotiating and figuring out the ins and outs of how Hopkins compliance works, and you just want someone to help you get the deal done. So we can take a lot of different roles in that, but corporate sponsored research is we do about $40 million a year, and at the moment we're working with 70 partners, trying our darndest to increase that and help to keep research going that might otherwise be affected by the federal funding environment. Lots of other things related to commercial strategy, licensing, and maybe of interest to some of you, startups. We have about 15 startups out of Hopkins that are formed each year, 130 active companies. They raise $100 to $400 million, depending on the year and the status of venture markets, so increasingly robust entrepreneurial ecosystem. Startups are working in diagnostics, therapeutics, digital health, really anything you can think of. So down here at the bottom, you'll see some references to mentorship for folks who want to pursue entrepreneurial activities. Let's see. Just a note, Hopkins ranks in the top 10 pretty consistently for U.S. universities as measured by issued U.S. patents. Last year we had a pretty high number of startups. It's usually more in the 10 to 15 range. Our companies have raised almost $5 billion since 2014. We're really proud of that because we like to say you can start a company, but if nobody invests in it, it's probably not making its way toward impact. So we really look at not just did you form a company, but was it investable? And then finally, just to kind of put a bow on all of that, the easiest way to think about our services is in 3 chunks. On the left, if you're looking for funding for research, you might want to contact our corporate partnerships team. If you already have a discovery that resulted from research here, or if you're coming from another institution and you are coming with IP and you want to figure out how to navigate that, our tech transfer team, and then anything related to technology development, you're just thinking about how do I take this work that I'm doing and move it out into the world, including a startup, but not limited to a startup. We have a whole team that is really about meeting you where you are. So hopefully we will meet some of you. Thanks for your time, and just know that Hopkins is a really entrepreneurial place, and we're eager to figure out how to take advantage of your arrival and do more. Thank you.
Good to see you.